Hi guys, so today I am at the showroom of McLaren Kuala Lumpur, and we are here to review this. This is the McLaren 720S. Today is a good day.
Saved about 500 bucks.
You save about 1,000 plus.
To work out cheaper for me.
3,000, 4,000.
215, even more.
It's for 200 plus, 400 bucks of savings. Okay guys, so Bobby is going to drive the car first, and that means I will be staying here to wait, and I will be coming inside with this unit here under the shade in aircon room lah. Okay, because we only have 3 hours with the car, right? So we're going to maximize our time a bit. So right here in the showroom we have the 720S, we have the McLaren GT over there, and these two cars, they are actually related. Okay, they share the same platform, they share the same engine, but it's tuned to different applications. The GT is a more comfort oriented product, it's a more luxury grand tourer kind of offering. This is the car that the McLaren that you can take this on a long distance trip, whereas the 720S here is a more driver focused car. This is a car that you take to the track. So let's talk about the philosophy of McLaren first and foremost. Now, if you look at all the other cars, supercars in this performance and price point, McLaren's philosophy, or rather their proposition, you can think of this as something of a parallel to Lotus. Okay, the difference in the way they achieve their objectives, however, is that Lotus uses focuses on lightness, focuses on simplicity to give drivers a very focused driving experience. So in a way, when you see someone, when they buy a Lotus, you know that that person is someone who values the craft of driving. Now McLaren, okay, more or less follows that kind of thinking, but they go on the direction of technology, of engineering. So at its core, right, McLaren, remember, it's an engineering centric company. So you see, the thing is that everything you see in this car is focused on enhancing the driving experience, is focused on enabling you, the driver, to extract the best possible performance of the car and yourself. So the one thing that buyers at this price point always look at is customization. And of course, when you buy a McLaren, you are afforded a fair degree of customization. You can choose a lot of things, but with the 720S and to a certain extent with the McLaren GT, the customization here is mainly on things like your color, your type of wheels, tires, the trim inserts, upholstery, that kind of thing. There isn't really options in the form of features. Okay, everything that you can customize in this car are focused mostly on its appearance rather than any functional items. The reason being is that everything functional in this car is engineered by McLaren, all right, to be focused on the aspect of driving. So those are things that you can't change, right? But what you can change really are things like, you know, the carbon fiber mirrors, for example. Okay, the color of the brake caliper, the color of the seats, the upholstery that they use here. These are things that you can change. Okay, so powering the 720S here, we have McLaren's 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that pushes out 720 PS, as its name suggests. But really, that is not exactly the main highlight of this car. The main highlight of the 720S, firstly, is its chassis. Okay, so the 720S here features the second evolution of McLaren's monocell carbon fiber tub. So previously the carbon fiber structure is just a tub underneath, but now it's further enhanced, okay, to include this bracing up here. So this spine here, besides giving the 720S the dramatic visual effect of these wing open doors, it actually serves a structural purpose. And you notice that the bulk of the door's weight when it's open is really supported at this hinge. Okay, this one here, this strut here, okay, takes a very, very minor portion of the door's load. So there is the illustration of the strength that is built into this structure. That gives the 720S a very, very stiff body structure. That's one. The other thing, the suspension. Now, the 720S here has 4-corner adjustable suspension, but guess what? It does not have an anti-roll bar. Why? Because each of the hydraulic absorbers are individually adjustable. What happens is that there's a computer inside the car that makes thousands of calculations per second to individually adjust the stiffness of each absorber and adapt to the road conditions. So it, in a way, that negates the need for an anti-roll bar. It is said to give the 720S, great ride comfort over harsh surfaces. But when you are gunning it around the bends, the outer suspension will actually stiffen up to reduce the level of your body roll. Now, then also there's the spoiler. This spoiler has a 2 or 3 step adjustment, so it's not a continuously rising spoiler, but it has 1, 2, 3, and then it goes all the way up for the purpose of aero braking. Not perhaps useful in day-to-day driving, but definitely comes in handy in the track. This is not its lowest possible position. There is one more step in which the spoiler goes even lower, that it sits completely flush with the body. Okay, so you can see, right, much attention is paid on the chassis part, the handling part of this car, to ensure that you are able to take this car fast, not only on straight lines, but also as fast as possible around the bends. So they really worked hard on giving it the best possible aerodynamics, the best possible handling, the best possible braking. And look at these lights. Okay, these lights are not just here for cosmetic purpose. Okay, of course there's a visual effect to it now, which this black car obviously does not show off so well, but you can see this is one piece of sort of like a wing-like structure here, and it goes to these cooling fins in there. So the headlights here, okay, besides providing illumination, also doubles as an aerodynamically functional item right here. Very, very clever, and it allows air to flow here and come out here through these cooling fins. So we come to the cabin, a very simple and functional place. Not too difficult to get in and out. Okay, I'm just gonna start up the electronics of the car. Okay, so you can see here, okay, the instrument cluster stows away, right, when the car is switched off. Okay, and it's a full digital instrument cluster. It's a screen, so you can see here not many things on this dashboard. So you can see here the gear selector buttons, good tactile feel. These are the infotainment controls, a simple touch screen here. Everything is shown either here or here. No steering mounted controls, but check this out. So these are the pedal shifters. Okay, nice metallic pedal shifters, but look at this. Look at when I pull one pedal. Okay, now I'm pulling the minus pedal, right? Okay, the plus pedal is also moving. Why? They are actually connected inside. Okay, now when I pull the plus pedal, the minus one moves. The reason being is that it's not because McLaren is cheap or what, but rather it's so that you are able to use one hand to either pull to upshift or push this way to downshift. Alright, very, very clever. So here, this dog bone panel here, All right, you press this button one time to activate these dials, okay, and this H, this is for handling, this is P for powertrain. So this is the drive mode selection. You can choose sport, okay, that changes the appearance of the cluster, or you can choose track. T is for track, and when it goes to track, this comes down, all right, and reduces the instruments to this. The thinking behind this is that when you want to put it on track, they want to stow away the instrument cluster so that you get a better view ahead, okay. And you can see the warning lights are actually parked inside here, okay. But of course you can override this. You can recall back the instrument cluster, the full screen of the cluster, and this one comes up, okay. Very, very clever. So nothing much really to show you, all right, in terms of function of this cabin, but as you can see, this is a very driver focused place, okay. That you can see the philosophy is that they try to simplify, all right, as much things as possible, even though we can see that there's a lot of technology packed inside the car, but you know, everything is reduced and simplified, all right, so as to be first and foremost functional, not too cluttered, and it all contributes to a more focused driving experience on the track. Okay, so I'm now trying to exit the McLaren showroom parking, and check this out, guys. The reverse camera display is on the instrument cluster, so very, very clever usage of the screen here. Alright, and just be sure I do not reverse into Thomas and Rachel at the back there. And so of course, as usual with cars at this level, I'm accompanied by an anonymous representative of the company to keep me well behaved. Oh, okay, oh my god. Okay, so now right now my left wheels are on the patched part of road, and the right, it's a very gliding kind of feel. You know, it's a weird kind of feeling because I'm sitting so low in the car, so automatically my brain is calibrated to supercar driving sensations, and there's an expectation in me that the car should be riding stiffer than what it is right now. The ride is very, very comfortable in the context of a low riding supercar like this. And at this driving mode, the calibration of the throttle is progressive enough that it's rather easy to manage in these conditions. But as my friend next to me points out, the beauty of this setup, okay, is that this is a chassis that allows the dampers, all right, it has the pliancy in there that allows the dampers to breathe the terrain. So right now I'm going over rumble strips. Okay, it soaks up the harshness of the rumble strips so well. All right, so now there is the noise levels is a bit high because of the carbon fiber chassis. It transmits more noise into the cabin together with the wide tires. But the thing is that when you feel through your bum, it's a very, very plush, very pliant kind of ride. And in this driving mode right now, this feels like such an easy car to live with. Turn, and this is, you know, this part of Glenmary, the roads aren't exactly well tarred, but oh my god, the ride is sublime. It's a sublime ride. And you know, make no mistake, this is a car which you can go really, really fast. And because you know that there's comfort mode, there's, you know, sport, and there's track. And when you hit track mode, that's when everything really stiffs up to, you know, to like 11/10. This road has claimed quite a lot of cars. Yes. Oh my god. Now, I'm definitely driving no more than 20 or 30% of this car's capabilities, but there is a fluidity to the chassis. Alright, that it flows. It feels like this car, the chassis feels like it's flowing through the bends. You know, it's you see, some cars give you that feeling where it is clinching on, is gripping the tarmac on sheer brute force. But this one, it feels like it's dancing around the bends. You see, like right now I'm going over through this patch of road, and you see, I have no hesitation of just letting the car glide through, alright, because such is the well-roundedness of the suspension. So where's the next leg of the prescribed route?
Okay, same thing. We're going to do the same route,
yeah,
but you're going to try the different settings.
Okay, so my companion is going to make me drive the same loop over and over again, but we'll be experiencing that loop each time in a different setting.
So now you get to choose if you want to go straight into the track mode, which would mean it's the firmest setup for the dampers. And we will put this to sports because it's the more, I think, exciting in terms of the way it sounds. And maybe you want to press that button there on the left, which will then open this up again. It's more interesting to see the rev counter. And here you get all the readouts with regards to oil temp and water temp. So we're going to go into track. Now I suggest you take notice of now how it feels going over the same patch of road.
Okay, oh wow, okay. It's stiffen up, it's definitely stiffen up.
And what's going to happen is you're going to feel the amount of roll as you go through these, around these corners. Okay. Now, would you like to do the shifts manually?
It's okay, I think I can leave it to the computer.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, so it's oh wow. You know, the thing about it is it's rapid, but it doesn't feel scary. It doesn't feel intimidating. This is a car that is really built and tuned and engineered to give you, the driver, the confidence and the assurance, right, to slowly explore the limits of your abilities. And even though you feel, I can sense that, you know, the ride has noticeably firmed up, but it still manages to, there is still that final degree of pliancy left, that it smoothens off the sharp edges, you know. So if, let's say, if it's comfort, the ride is like this. In this mode, it goes like this, but you see at the top here, there's still that rounded edge.
It's a good way of putting it.
Of course, you still want to be mindful of, you want to be a bit more mindful of avoiding the potholes lah. Sensation that the car is flowing with me, is dancing with me, rather than gripping its, you know, clinging on for dear life around the tarmac rings true. Yeah, so definitely a bit more busy over the surfaces. This is, I think, make no mistake about it, this is such such a capable car. I think you'd be hard pressed to find, you know, this level of day-to-day usability that marries this level of performance.
Let's try one more loop.
Yeah.
You can push it a little more.
Okay. I was a little too.
I will tell you when we're getting anywhere near the limits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to trust you.
Yes.
Now you are my ESC.
Yes.
So basically,
I want you to experience it.
okay. So if you tell me to ease off, I'll ease
Yes.
off. All right.
Say brake, use the brake.
Okay. So you're going to be my coach.
Yes.
I've been asked not to reveal who my passenger is.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
After the corner.
Right.
Accelerate.
Oh my God. Ho ho. Slow down. Oh, it's fast. This thing is fast. Go on.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Run it. Gun. Brake. Go. Keep on the control. Follow.
Oh my God.
Brake. Okay. Carry the speed. Carry it.
Go.
Carry it. Brake.
Oh my God. I think there's only one word that that comes to my mind right now is it's effective. This car is very, very effective.
Another run?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go. Let's explore the limits a little bit more.
Okay. You're putting a lot of faith in me, man.
Well, I trust your driving, but I think the car can take a lot more.
I'm sure it can.
Drivable and it's communicative.
And you know the thing is, yes, communicative, that's the word. You know, a lot of cars, when you put this amount of technology, it becomes sterile. But you know, this one, it still transmits so much information to you. Manual, huh?
Okay, down one. Okay, go. Brake hard. Okay, down the second.
Oh, I see the spoiler deploying there.
Yes, the air brake.
Air brake. Holy brake. Oh my God.
Brake hard.
What a devastatingly effective car, man. And you know, I think this is a car, right, which if let's say like you bring us to Sepang in this,
Oh, it's phenomenal to drive.
right?
Because it's so adjustable on,
Yes.
brakes and steering. You can change the edits.
Because this will be a car that you can go round after round, and each round you will progressively,
Oh yes.
right, increase
There's a
your.
lot to learn.
Yes. Right. So we have completed our test drive, and my companion here is going to show us a bit more on the electronics.
Talk about variable drift control. Okay. Right. So what we have here is earlier when we had the drive and ESC was completely on.
Yeah.
When we came around one of the corners and the tail came out a little bit, you couldn't feel it con, but basically the system cut the engine.
Correct.
Just so that it keeps the car in control.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But when you want to do some more advanced driving on track, when you want to use the rear or the so-called
You want the rear to
tail to step out a
so that
little
to point you into the
correct to help rotate the car.
Yeah.
We now have so fine a resolution depending on the condition, be it wet or bumpy, you know, the surface. You have, say, in sports mode, you have from a lot of assist in ESC to 16 levels.
Wow.
So imagine you got on this damping setting in sports mode, you have 16 levels.
Wow. So progressively it allows more slip.
And more slip, and therefore helps you rotate. I think for most track driving, about that much is enough.
Yeah.
So let's say, assuming it's a bumpy road, and but there is it's a little bit slippery.
Yeah.
So we put it into sports, which is a slightly softer damping mode, and you have a little bit of assist.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you want to show off, and you let the tail come out.
And once again, which we don't recommend doing this on public roads.
For sure not.
Yes.
But these are good for track or in a controlled environment, right? If you're on a really smooth piece of tarmac and you want to set a really quick time around Sepang, this is my setting around about there.
Allow some slip.
Correct.
But not over.
Especially on turn 2.
Yeah.
You want the tail to come a little bit, help rotate. You can keep the steering straight so you can punch right out. Down to turn 3 and then 4. That's actually kind of like that's pretty much like a straight out, flat out. 3, 4, 5
would be really brutal to experience.
So by doing this, the engine will not cut. It will let you keep the power on. Right. Again, of course, you can go this way and then you have fun.
Beyond this is to show off lah. Beyond this is to show off.
Correct. So if you think of it, 2 different damper settings. Each one with 16 settings on ESC or drift, variable drift. That's 32 sets.
This is not available in comfort mode, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Only in sports or track.
Okay.
Right. So that's variable drift control.
So this really reinforces what we say, that how this car, right, all the technology, everything in this car is engineered, tuned to enhance the driving experience, to enable you to drive this car as quickly and as rapidly and as effectively as possible. Okay guys, so just finished my run with the McLaren 720S, and what can I say? It's a devastatingly quick car. What is really amazing about this car is when I sit inside, in its Spartan, seemingly focused environment, I was expecting something of a rugged, a rough kind of ride, a very stiff, uncompromising ride. But in actual fact, what it feels instead is that it is a very well-tuned car. So on rough roads, this car is actually decently comfortable. The chassis breathes with the road surface. Now what this means is that, so when the car is uncompromisingly stiff, it can be very fast around the track, but out in the open road you will have to slow down for every bump, every pothole, every patch of road. But with this one, you don't have to, because the engineers have calibrated the suspension so well, the adaptive suspension so well, that that it reacts and adapts to the road conditions, to ensure that at any point in time your pace with this car is never compromised. You can always drive this car quickly and rapidly in most conditions. And many a times when a car with this level of technology, this level of electronics, it renders the driving experience sterile. But not here, because with the 720S, McLaren has ensured to focus their attention to make sure that the electronics never intrude in the driving experience, but enhance it. So all I have to say is that, coming from an engineering background, I really appreciate all the effort that was put into this car, and every nuance of this car is really focused on making the best driving machine possible.